Right now at noon, voters in Missouri next month will decide if daycare should be exempt from property tax.
And we've got a few more clouds out there than what we were expecting initially, but still an awesome day across the area. We'll talk about how long these cool temperatures, or at least below normal temperatures, will last, plus some rain chances coming up.
Plus, how the Cherokee Nation is expanding its casino footprint in Oklahoma.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Authorities in Joplin respond to a crash in downtown Joplin. This is KOAM News at noon. I'm Elise Noe. The two-vehicle crash happened just before 2:15 yesterday afternoon at 2nd and Jackson. Joplin police say a southbound vehicle failed to yield to a westbound vehicle, resulting in the crash. Authorities say one person involved was not responsive and was rushed to an area hospital. JPD confirmed the person died a short time later. Names are being withheld pending next of kin. Now let's check in with Chris Warner for a look at the forecast.
Yeah, so we had a few extra clouds out there today, but still otherwise a really nice day. Take a look. MoDOT camera 20th and range line. You know, I've lived here forever, and there are times I still say, where do all of these folks come from? Because it is packed out there as we're heading into the lunch hour, but traffic is moving, always a good thing. And our camera on top of the Cornell Complex downtown Joplin. Again, a few more clouds than what we were hoping for, but still not a bad day out there. Skywatch Storm Tracker, though, is clear of precipitation. The near stuff is well west of Wichita. We started yesterday at 65, made it to 84, so below where we're supposed to be, and that's a trend that's going to continue. Temperatures this afternoon, upper 70s and some low 80s out there. Gradual warm up to where we're going to be in the low to mid 80s. Again, a few clouds here and there, otherwise mostly clear skies heading into the evening, down to the upper 60s by 11, ahead of another really cool night across the area. We are going to hold on to below normal temperatures for a while, but we're also going to have some increasing rain chances over the next couple of days. We'll take a look at all that in the full forecast in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, thanks, Chris. Well, Missouri voters will decide a constitutional amendment question that would exempt child care facilities from paying property taxes. Diane Dillon is a teacher with Lead Pre-K in Joplin and hopes that if it passes, the property tax exemption will benefit the children.
Hopefully, if they were not paying this property tax every year, that would provide them with extra money that they could use maybe to lower the cost of their tuition, to provide quality workers, which is essential in childcare, or to provide materials for the kids.
Voters will decide the question on August 6th. Well, a group of caregivers meet up once a month at Oak Point Retirement Home in Neosho, Missouri to share their burdens. The wellness director there says the biggest support can come from people who are in the same situation.
I think that just having other people that are in the same situation as them and trying to navigate through what dementia means, it is amazing. I've watched them walk out of here. They still visit. It's pretty amazing.
The support group meets on the third Thursday every month. The Northeast Tech Afton campus served as launchpad for a collaboration with Tango Flight. Students enrolled in the STEM program got to earn their wings through building an aircraft meeting FAA standards. The project will expose students to an array of STEM principles, including engineering, aerodynamics, and electronics, as well as provide them with practical skills and insights into the aviation industry.
So this is my way of bringing local industry to our students. We have mentors from the local community that are related to aviation that are coming in to help. So they're going to be bringing not only their industry knowledge to help our students learn practical skills, but they're going to be able to talk about their aviation experience, their careers, and students will learn even more about aviation careers.
A representative from Tango Flight will pilot the completed aircraft, showcasing the students' achievement and dedication to excellence in May of 2026. The Cherokee Nation is expanding its casino footprint by applying to build its 10th casino in Oklahoma near Bartlesville and is building another northwest of Little Rock, Arkansas. The gaming industry is competitive in Oklahoma with 33 tribes using their gaming licenses. But as Chloe Abbott reports, industry advocates say there's still room for more.
There are more than 130 casinos in Oklahoma. and more could be coming, according to Matt Morgan with the Oklahoma Indian Gaming Association.
There's going to be competition, and we understand that.
The Cherokee Nation Businesses agrees, especially on its reservation. It applied to build a new casino on U.S. Highway 75 south of Bartlesville city limits in June, only a few miles from the Osage Casino that opened less than a year ago.
We think that the Bartlesville area in general has the capacity to have demand for that facility as well.
Legalizing sports betting is something Chuck Garrett, CEO of Cherokee Nation Businesses, is ready to add into all of its casinos. But he says it can't do that until state lawmakers are ready to have a conversation about it.
Clearly, the state of Oklahoma, the legislature, the governor has to be engaged in that as well. And so we'll be there willing to engage at the right time and hopefully be able to offer that to our customers.
In the meantime, it's expanding to build a casino in Arkansas and already operating in Mississippi.
What we are seeing is revenues that could be going to the state are now going to other states. And so I think that ultimately it just makes sense for the state of Oklahoma and the tribes to come together and move forward with sports betting.
You know, let's look at sports betting. Let's look at how we define it, what everyone's comfortable with operating, and then what makes economic sense in terms of fee sharing. And I don't think that's a long conversation.
Coming up, former President Donald Trump accepts his party's presidential nomination for the third consecutive time. And later, we're making summer's best peach butter in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. A tech malfunction crippled airports, business, and government services around the world this morning. The disruption appears to stem from a software update pushed by cybersecurity firm CrowdStrike. It sells antivirus software to large corporations and government clients, including major global banks, healthcare, and energy companies. Computers running Microsoft Windows, a CrowdStrike client, were crashing because of a defect in a software update. CrowdStrike says it has fixed the issue on its end and it's working with customers to restore their operations. Meanwhile, United, Delta, and American Airlines had flights grounded, according to the Federal Aviation Administration. Well, a Russian court finds American journalist Evan Gershkovich guilty of spying. The Wall Street Journal reporter was sentenced to 16 years in a maximum security colony following a closed trial today. In 2023, Gershkovich was arrested during a reporting trip for the Wall Street Journal. He was later accused of spying for the CIA. The U.S. government, the Wall Street Journal, and Gershkovich himself denied the charges. The U.S. State Department designated him as wrongfully detained and called for his immediate release. Former President Donald Trump capped off the Republican National Convention, speaking for more than an hour and a half, the longest acceptance speech in U.S. history. Sabrina Franza has more details from Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Former President Donald Trump took the stage of the Republican National Convention in front of his family and some of his biggest supporters to receive the Republican nomination for president.
I proudly accept your nomination for president of the United States.
Trump started off his speech recounting the assassination attempt on his life last week. You could hear a pin drop in the arena as he describes the moment he was hit by a bullet.
I said to myself, wow, what was that? It can only be a bullet. And moved my right hand to my ear, brought it down. My hand was covered with blood.
Trump called for unity in a divided country.
The discord and division in our society must be healed. We must heal it quickly.
Trump only mentioned President Biden's name twice in a roughly 1.5 hour long speech, but he continually decried what he calls the incompetent and failed leadership in the White House.
If you took the 10 worst presidents in the history of the United States, think of it, the 10 worst, added them up, they will not have done the damage that Biden has done.
Still, the delegates on hand say they saw a candidate who is more humble.
Well, I was very pleased he didn't do any Biden bashing.
And they leave Milwaukee confident of a victory in November.
I'm so excited, ready to go back and get Trump to vote in November.
A new CBS News poll shows Trump pulling ahead of Biden both nationally and in the critical battleground states that will decide the election. Sabrina Franza, CBS News, Milwaukee.
Well, two senior Democratic officials tell CBS News that the falling poll numbers and pressure from lawmakers concerned about their own reelection could lead President Biden to drop out of the race in the next few days. Well, still to come on KOAM News at noon, Mr. Food.
When life gives us lemons, we make lemonade. But when we get fresh peaches, we make all sorts of peachy good treats. Stick around and I'll show you.
And we're holding on to below normal temperatures, and we've got some thunderstorm chances on the way. The latest on your forecast when we come back. Welcome back to the KOAM News at noon. So we've had a pretty decent day, a few more clouds than we were expecting, but not that bad overall. Skywatch Storm Tracker is clear of any kind of precipitation, and as we take the future track down the road, we should still continue to see some of these clouds break up and clear out of here. Regardless, though, we're going to stay dry, and it's going to be calm at least over the next, say, 24 36 hours-ish. My math is bad. I apologize. But you'll see what I'm talking about as we put the future track in. So as we head in, about 24 hours there now, there's still that possibility on the future track, at least, of an isolated shower or thunderstorm earlier in the day on Saturday. So we're going to have to wait and see exactly how this plays out because there's disagreements as to whether or not we'll see any rain this early on Saturday. The better chances, again, are expected once we move past 9 p.m. Saturday and start heading into our Sunday. And we're going to get into the details on that here in just a moment. It's 79 in Joplin. A slight heat index feels like 80, so not really an appreciable difference out there. We got mostly cloudy skies, east-southeast breeze at 6, but this is why we don't have a major heat index. Dew point and humidity both relatively low out there. Around the area, again, the further east you go, Monette, Cassville, you're still in the low to mid 70s. And this is what we were talking about this morning. Some of our eastern counties, you may only make the upper 70s. The rest of us, though, still warming up, but not accelerating. It's not in the 90s already. It's still pretty decent out there. Upper 70s and some 80-degree readings. Heading into the afternoon, we're still looking at highs going into the low to mid 80s, and we'll have a few clouds here and there. So these temperatures are still below normal. Remember where our average is supposed to be a little bit higher than that. Not east breeze around 5-10 miles an hour. Going into the evening, again, a few clouds here and there, otherwise just mostly clear skies. Winds will be calm once again, and then we're going to see those temperatures also below average, but not nearly as cool as we were last night. We had a lot of upper 50s this morning. We're going to see a lot more low 60s, but some upper 50s will still be possible. We head into our Saturday. The clouds will start to increase as we head through the mid-morning and afternoon hours. Still looking at the below normal temperatures, low to mid 80s. And we got those showers and storms again. Best chances arriving a little later in the day, and winds will shift out of the south at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. So here we are Sunday at 10 a.m. Moving into 5, see that spin? We got a low pressure right over us, and it's going to be relatively slow to move. So again, a reminder on the future track. It's not saying that there's just going to be this giant rain shield the size of Missouri out there. This is where rain is most likely in these green zones. We're only looking at scattered showers and storms, so it's not going to be all-day rain. There'll be pauses here and there, but we'll still have to deal with it. Now the low is off just a wee bit to our north-northeast by Monday morning, and we'll still have isolated to widely scattered showers and thunderstorms for our Monday. Then we'll get a decent pause overnight and into the first part of our Tuesday as this low exits. Now it's up north of St. Louis by Tuesday evening. We'll be on the backside. We'll have those northerly winds, but we'll still see an opportunity for a shower or thunderstorm as we go into our Tuesday and Tuesday evening, clearing out by Wednesday. So our below normal temperatures continuing again through Tuesday. Same with those lows being below normal. By Wednesday and Thursday, we're about average. That's going to be a little on the hotter side out there. We'll go a little above average by next Friday, so plentiful sunshine, but the heat making at least a momentary return ahead of some additional scattered shower and thunderstorm chances by next Sunday. So all in all, still not that bad, and even when it heats up, it's not expected to last too terribly long.
Yeah, it's going to be nice.
Yeah,
all right.
Not bad at all.
Thanks, Chris. Well, the McDonald County Fair is celebrating 50 years. This morning, young exhibitors participated in a swine show, followed by other livestock shows and contests throughout the day. The fair began yesterday and continues through tomorrow. Stick around. We're making summer's best peach butter in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. We'll be right back. Today's Mr. Food recipe is just what you need to bring a little southern warmth into your kitchen. Howard is showing us how to make summer's best peach butter in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
If you love fresh peaches, you must be one happy camper. Because right about now, our stores and farmers markets are starting to get in some super sweet and super juicy peaches. They're so juicy that when you bite into them, the juice runs down your chin. And for those of you who like to bake, there's so much you can do with these. If you're looking for a really easy old-fashioned peach recipe, no worries. We have a southern peach cobbler that's amazing and is waiting for you on our website. Or if you're more of a cake kind of person, then let me recommend our peachy pound cake. It's rich, buttery, and loaded with chunks of fresh peaches. Another way to turn all those peaches into gold is to toss them in a slow cooker with some sugar, butter, lemon, vanilla, and a few spices and let them simmer. Then add a bit of tapioca to thicken it up and voila, you end up with fresh peach butter that's blue ribbon worthy. And whether you slather this on freshly baked biscuits or top your French toast with it, boy, are you going to be in for a burst of flavor. To get the recipe for our summer's best peach butter, which has a hint of cinnamon and vanilla, plus the recipe for the cobbler and the pound cake, simply visit our website. I'm Howard of the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, and I'm glad today I got to share a few peachy keen ways for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
You can, of course, find this recipe along with a lot more good food from the Mr. Food Test Kitchen online. Just going over to our website, that's KOAMnewsnow.com. Now here's a look at the 4-state market prices.
Below average temperatures again continuing through at least Tuesday. Thunderstorm chances increasing in the second half of our Saturday, and we'll have those chances running through Tuesday. They'll be scattered, so not all day rain events, but still some much needed rain. We're going to get at or a bit above normal by the second half of next week, ahead of additional rain chances by next Sunday. So otherwise, next several days pretty decent out there. I mean, waking up this morning in the 50s was not bad.
No, it wasn't. A little relief is nice every once in a while. All right, thanks, Chris. Well, coming up tonight at 5, plenty of Americans are looking to cool off in this summer's soaring temperatures, but health officials warn spending time in the pool can have an impact on your skin and hair. We're going to have some tips on how you can prevent those issues. Plus, an update on the city of Miami's plans for the historical Ribbon Road. And the Kiwanis Shelter House in Baxter Springs is helping connect families with medical programs. You can join us for those stories and more on KOAM News at 5. And that's the news for now. Thank you for joining us on KOAM News at noon. Have a great rest of your day.